If you eat food from the ground, then you should be aware that these foods may have heavy metals. And these heavy metals, in terms of its quantity, may exceed the international accepted standards. This statement highlights the interplay between the natural environment as well as humans, or in other words, geology, geography. In that respect, this basically is expressing the close linkage between medicine and environment, health and environment. Now, what it is now that I want to also express is the extensive research that has been going on into the areas of heavy metals, their locations, and basically the history of heavy metal poisoning in different regions of Jamaica. In this video, or the purpose of this video, is basically just to present an overview of basically the interplay relating to the geology and the geographic spread of these heavy metals within Jamaica. Now, in the context of the soils, basically what the researchers have been indicating is that Terra Rosa soils, or bauxite soils, is one of the chief sources of heavy metal poisoning. Cadmium, arsenic, lead are examples of these heavy metals. These heavy metals can be found or located in Manchester, and they can also be located chiefly in the Mona Commons and Kintyre region in St. Andrew. Now, what I should mention is that the Mona Commons, Kintyre region in St. Andrew is not necessarily blessed with Terra Rosa soils. This is more so alluvium. Yet still, in terms of the underlying bedrock in this area, it is primarily volcanic rock, andesitic, according to a particular paper that I have shared in this video. Now, what it is that piques my interest is how it is that bauxite soils, which has its roots on, let's just say, calcium carbonate bedrock in the form of limestone, how could that basically be a key source of heavy metals, including the cadmium, the arsenic, the lead? Now, what my brain points me towards is that basically underlying the limestone geology, especially in the regions of Manchester, which we can have as yellow limestone, white limestone, there does exist base rock of volcanic origin. So in that respect, it basically gives an indication that more than likely there could have been an intermixing as it relates to the leaching of volcanic related sediment, depending on the deposition history, which I'm not going to go too much into. But basically, that could give a source as it relates to why there could be that degree of heredity in the context of the concentration of heavy metals. Not only that, as would have been expressed in one of the sources I've highlighted, the bauxitic lakes, which pretty much exists as the waste product of bauxite alumina mining, is also a source of heavy metals. And this source, this bauxite lake, especially when it comes to heavy rainfall, it has been expressed in this paper, has the tendency to overflow its banks, and as such pretty much can enter into the fresh water or the natural waterways which surrounding the bauxite lake, be it that it is limestone, it could be that this is pretty much going underground and intermixing with the aquifers that are associated with this region. Now, in taking my attention back to the Mona Commons Kintyre region, what also struck me in one of the papers I came across is pretty much the gravity of the situation, which is to say that the lead concentration is so high that children basically have great risk of being exposed to adverse health conditions. And basically they gave recommendation, or the author gave recommendation for relocation. Yet still, there exists a growing population that seems to be highly cemented within these regions. When I look into the the minerals that would have been expressed as minerals the exploration professionals would have come across: galena, sphalerite, chalcopyrite. It really is interesting to know that this would have been an era that would have been earmarked in the past for mining, and now it's a case that it would have been quote unquote approved for the population to reside within this zone. This basically suggests that further work, attention should be placed on not just the environmental uh, assessments in the context of the heavy metal concentration, but obviously what are the kind of effects that are taking place potentially on the residents within and surrounding these areas. But notwithstanding that, this video should create within you the necessity of being fully aware about the environment in which you reside, the environment in which your food is grown, the practices that are put in place, whether it be from the pesticide use, whether it be from pretty much the land preparation practices, etc. All of these come into play as it relates to our interaction with the physical environment. Health is closely linked with our environment.